Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Polkaros Podcast, where I speak with fellow craftspeople, creators, designers and artists about their works and how they navigate the modern world. Today I'm very happy to have my special guest, Cheryl, from Lulo Paper Studio. Welcome,
Hi,
Cheryl, to our
thank
podcast.
you for having me.
Yes. Cheryl, would you like to share with us what you do and some things about your work?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Cheryl, and I am a paper artist. I run a creative studio called Lulo Paper Studio. As my title suggests, I work mainly with paper. I work with paper sculptures, sometimes 2D paper illustrations, and I do mainly a lot of commercial work that's in the advertising or marketing realm.
Wow. So how did you start this, your journey with paper, and what was your background like before you started?
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say like my background is kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
So I've always been interested in design and art. Yeah. So when I was in poly, I actually studied product design. And then after that, I graduated and I moved on to study photography. Yeah. So I graduated with a degree in photography from NTU. Yeah, so I did photography for 4 years. Yeah, so I would say throughout the journey there, I realized that, I actually was very interested in building sets. Yeah, so for, I would say, the last few years in university, I was building a lot of sets in school and actually photographing my art. Yeah, so I think since a very young age, I've often been very interested in building with my two hands. Yeah, so I think that's something that has always stuck with me ever since I was a kid. Yeah, and how I kind of fell into being a paper artist, I often say it's kind of like happenstance. I was just really there at the right place at the right time in that sense. Yeah. After I graduated from university, I was still dabbling with paper on and off. Really just creating personal work. Just kind of pushing myself to see, where I can take this medium. Because I guess with paper, it really allows me to build whatever I have in mind. At the same time, it's a medium that's really versatile and affordable. Yeah. So throughout the period that I was really experimenting and playing with paper, I was also sharing my work on social media platforms like Instagram. Yeah, and I guess it was really through Instagram that I got my first few jobs as a sort of like a paper artist. I mean, of course, at that time I was just playing around with paper. Yeah, I didn't really envision myself as a paper artist.
So when you said you were interested in building sets, so what kind of sets were you working on prior to moving to paper?
So if you have seen how people have built dioramas, it's kind of similar. So back then I was using a lot of recycled materials, leftover materials that you can find like cardboard, using things like paper, cement, sponges, whatever you have to create my sets. Yeah, so I would sew things that's needed. Like let's say if I were to create a set that's based around like a bedroom setting, I would literally just build like everything from scratch. The bed, the mattress is probably from like a kitchen sponge. Yeah.
So even though you were majoring in photography, your subject was like built by yourself, kind of like you were building the set to photograph. So that there was this interest of like making like a scene was there from the start, just that your medium became more focused on paper, like kind of moved on to
it slowly
paper.
evolved, I would say.
That's very
I think when I was still in university, I did, it did cross my mind that I really hope to be, a diorama artist. Yeah, because I guess that's my interest, really building miniature worlds. Yeah, having that, little fantasy world where I can just, create to my heart's content.
Like the world that you want, right? That's so interesting that's how it started. And like, did you have like a